A very good afternoon, wherever you're watching us from. Welcome to the Gabriela TV, and this is yet another day. And today I'll be joined by Azimio Youth Leader and the UDA Youth Leader, where we shall be discussing matters national politics. And let me take this opportunity to introduce the guest from my left, who is Kipike Zablon. He is an Azimio Youth Leader, and to my right is Paul Kuya, who is an UDA Youth Leader. And let us get started. And I will be starting with my question to the Azimio. Why did you choose you are a youth? And what are some of the challenges you're facing as a youth in Azimio camp?
Uh, just as you said, I'm Kipika Zablon, a true believer that His Excellency, the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, will be the fifth president after a long struggle of independence,
Mm-hmm.
democracy, changing of the constitution, and now we are bringing the third revolution of changing the economy. If you check
Uh-huh.
those three revolutions, the third revolution, which is very much important mostly for the youth, that is the economic revolution, which is being geared by the Azimio team. That is what makes me support Azimio and support His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga. Because we as youth, we really need economic revolution. A youth at 18, a youth in campus, a youth at 26 can still not manage to accommodate himself in terms of 3 meals a day. But when His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga and the entire Azimio One Kenya Alliance, with all the machines that they have, the brains, in terms of economic brains, we are going to be delivered, and we as the Kenyan youth will have surpassed the economic revolution and will be to another level where we target me at 24 be able to support myself.
All right, Kipike. So you're telling us now that the youth are suffering because Raila is not in power and he has not actually taken over the presidency.
That is one.
Yeah, let us
Two,
stop from there. Let me introduce my other guest here, UDA coordinator in Luanda constituency. What are some of the challenges that the youths are getting? You as a youth in UDA.
Thank you. My name is Paul Kuya from Rwanda constituency in Big Account. I'm a youth in UDA.
Mm.
Thank you. So, specifically, you have said what are some of the challenges we are facing in UDA.
Yeah.
Okay. As everyone knows, there's no room or house without chaos or struggles. In UDA, a bit of the challenges that we are facing as youths is just that a little trust. Yes, they trust us, but a little trust from some of the long serving elderly members of the in that political career. But at the moment, that was initially when it was started, the party was starting. But at the moment, we have streamlined everything, and even the party leader himself, he is believing in youths. And if you can confirm with me, recently, from nowhere, from grass to grace, Linet Toto, the Bomet women rep,
Mhm.
the incoming Bomet women rep, just waiting for swearing in, came out and he won that seat without anybody's expectation. If you go to Nandi County, the women rep again is a youth. So this party, initially, I have pointed the problem, but as time goes, we have tried to get solutions. So at the moment, we are okay.
All right, you people are youths,
Yes.
but and the challenges the problems facing youths are always common. And why are you people taking sides? We don't know. Some are drumming support for Azimio, others Kenya Kwanza, others I don't know other parties. and the challenges are the same, the problems are the same, but you see some youth saying this is better than the other, this is the one who should be the president. Why are youths divided? Why are youths divided, Mr. Kipike? Why are youths divided?
Youths are divided
Mm,
because, as we see, just from what we've said in terms of challenges facing us as youth in Azimio and them as youths in UDA. One, I've cried of the economic revolution, which is pushing me to support Azimio.
mm.
With them, they're just crying of trust, which can be made in 2 or 3, which means maybe they don't have the economic problem, because we know that if you want finance, you will get it in UDA. So the problem comes in that once you have a question in terms of trust and handling of the public finance, if you are in question of that, that is where we draw the line, because we want somebody who will handle this finance well and support the youth agenda fully. But you saw the other side of His Excellency the Deputy President, not only in Kenya but even outside the boundaries of Kenya, he is in question of different smuggling of public funds. So that is where the difference come in. I trust Raila with my funds, and I don't trust Ruto with my
Thank you
funds.
very much. Why are youths divided?
Okay, thank you. If you may allow me to rectify something, the first question was
Yes.
what are the challenges in our camps?
Mhm.
It was not what are the challenges with that candidate. That's why I pointed out that mistrust in from the elderly leaders, but
Mhm.
we solved it. But he didn't say the problem in Azimio as a youth.
He will say it. He will say
Yes.
it. He will have to say
So
it.
as a youth, I
Mm.
have challenges. And what are the reasons why I'm supporting Kenya Kwanza?
Mhm.
So that's the question now, the second question you have
Yeah.
asked. First, I'm supporting Kenya Kwanza because of its agenda of empowering youths. Each and every moment you can hear or you can hear after when the deputy president has said about pumping of 100 billion in the micro sector. Hiyo yenye kwa tunasema mama mboga, bodaboda, ile
Yeah.
bottom up.
Bottom up.
Tuinue mtu wa chini afanye nini? Apande juu. Second, streamlining of policies that can upgrade that person in micro sector. Good licensing of mama mboga, of bodaboda people, and any other person in the country that is doing any sort of business. Because there is no any other need of somebody getting a little income, then government still goes after that the same income. Thirdly, I have heard him pointing out of mistrust in public funds. Even the president himself, the Pandora Papers were out. The president, the sitting, and when we take the president out, there is this thing called presidency.
Mhm.
The man in the presidency was pointed out in Pandora Papers. And he said very well, I will come back. He was outside the country and
Yeah, we know
address
he
it.
has not actually
He
addressed
has
the
not.
issue, has not
But the same
explained.
person
Yeah,
is the
but
one supporting this guy.
the president is not here to defend himself, so we
Uh,
cannot actually
uh,
go and
We cannot, yeah.
allegations and
uh,
don't try and bring some allegation. Don't know who stole this, who stole this. The person is not here. Don't bring him here. Yeah,
exactly. That's why I was trying to
yeah.
address that issue of public funds.
Mm.
So the person who was pointed out and the person who are just hearing all over the fence, this did this, this did this. And the person who did that is the one supporting this person.
Mm.
That's why we always say each and every time when there is a project somewhere, there is always an agenda behind it. So as youths, that empowering from Kenya Kwanza, leaders or principles that is there, we are following it. Even the any kind of creation of employment
Mm.
that is being sought out in Kenya Kwanza, we are ready for it. That's why we are saying bottom up. Tuinue mtu wa chini apande juu.
Asante sana. There's a
just
question
just
that he
just
never
before,
answered. You never
yes,
answered that
just
question.
before I answer that question, just
Yes.
so that I don't forget what
Yeah.
my friend has just said, he's supporting Kenya Kwanza because of the youth empowerment. That's this point number one.
Mm.
But just a question on him. Do we call giving you 50 million empowerment? Yet I've not told you how you are going to use this money, the channel of distribution of this money. I just come to you and give you 50 million. Go to Webuye, give 50 million. Go to Migori, give 50 million. Go to Mombasa, give 26 million. And is that empowerment?
But I think there's an elaborate plan to do so. They're not going just to throw money
Al-
that they'll just be
Which
al-
giving people
no,
money.
that is a plan.
Yeah, it's
But
a plan, but they'll be
he has been
they'll
empowering
elaborate
youth through that.
and
My friend
also
can
you can allow
can
me,
accept. He has
mm,
my
been empowering youth from the time he was re-elected as the deputy president in 2017. From there, DP Ruto has been going around empowering youth with the
but
name of giving 50 million, giving 70 million. Is that empowerment?
but this empowerment that the deputy president is doing, he's actually giving it to Boda circles, women groups. He's not just going to give any youth that take 100 shillings, take 1,000. I think he's not
if
doing
you
that.
may
Now,
allow
from all those things that he has made,
Mhm.
is there any report that you've had that deputy president gave us 50 million for empowerment in Webuye in 2017? Up to now, this is what we've done with this money, and we are very proud. Has anybody come out to the public say that we were really struggling as a border youth of Kondele?
Yeah,
The
he's here to
deputy
answer.
president gave us
Yeah.
50 million. From the time he gave us, this is what we have. We have made this supermarket is for the border. We have done this and this. We have opened up our border shed. As there have been, when I give, money and human beings are two different things. Once I expose you to a large sum of money, imagine a border person
Mhm.
knowing that we have 50 million in our, and there is no elaborate way that this money is going to be used. Is that empowerment? Kindly.
okay, thank you. First, I said this 100 billion pumping into economy of micro businesses is true use of self-help groups, circles, etc. It's not like I will come here, then I call a group of 200 200 youths, then I start dishing out those millions.
Mm.
There is that a plan. You as a self-help group, you have a constitution, you have your objectives, you have what to do in the next or 1 to 5 or 5 to 10 years. When you get that capital, in business we call it capital, you got back to your objectives, you get to know we plan to do this, here is the money, this size goes to this part, this size goes to this part, and then you will get to where you want to get to. But when you say I just dish 50 million to 200 youths in a playing ground somewhere, that's it hasn't and will never happen from DP president. Get it clearly, since when he comes, he goes to Boda Circle, Mama Mboga circles, and that is where
Yeah.
that amount is given to. And I have elaborated clearly. You, as a self help group, what were your objectives? What is your constitution saying? When you have given that 50,000 or 200,000, what's your plan for it? Then you'll get to know what's the impact. Because since when you are forming a certain, when you are coming together, you must have the same agenda or same ideas. You can't come together when person A is coming for handouts, person C is coming for looting, person A is coming for development. You, those three people can't be stay together at all. So you, those registered self-help groups are the ones that are always given that sum of money for their activities, and there is always a constitution. If I may understand very well, social issues of groups, you must have a constitution to be registered, and you must have a plan.
Thank you very much. Can Kipike tell us what Israel are doing to empower youths?
Uh, when you check the Azimio uh, uh, program or the Azimio manifesto on depending on youth, uh, Elila says that a youth who will be starting any business the business will be untaxed till it matures for 7 years. You are given a lifespan of 7 years to
Was
mature
that
up.
in the BBI or?
No, that is in Azimio. Leave alone the BBI thing.
Yeah.
Hata kama ingekuwa BBI, the BBI things were projected by the same people who are in Azimio. So implementation of the BBI is still possible through
I
act
think
of parliament.
it
So
can be
all
done.
these things are going to be possible. Raila will be giving youth and those who are less fortunate, the less fortunate families, a monthly token of 6,000. You as a youth, 6,000 is very important. Like right now, even to our Kenyan youth, the current government has made us so desperate that we even value 5 shillings as much important as 1,000 shillings. You can find somebody crying bitterly, a youth in Kenya, crying bitterly for having lost 5 shillings. But now, Raila Odinga is going to bring us 6,000 per month. If we check this for the Kenyan youth, different from, you want to start a kinyozi now, William Ruto gives you 50 million for the youth to start kinyozis, then the government come and tax you for you to get the work permit for that kinyozi and boda. Out of the 60,000 you are given, the government again takes 40,000. You remain with 20,000.
Yeah, leave it at that. Can you tell us the challenges that the youths are facing in Azimio camp? Only in Azimio camp.
In Azimio camp,
Yeah.
as youth, there is not much of challenges. But when there is something good, there must be at least 1 or 2 differences or problems. Mainly in the Azimio coalition, we can say they are always the bigwigs in the coalition that might diminish the upcoming of youth, which is so natural and clear and understandable. There are those, like for now, if I am a youth, I want to vie for governor in Kisumu County, and I'm competing against
Anyang'
Anyang' Nyong'o. You know
can't go
that
against
one.
the party.
No, that is very natural and very,
Just
because
clear you
it is
can't,
clear you can't. So that
Yeah.
is the only thing that we have, and then we have more of the super tactical politicians in Azimia
Yeah.
that might be very hard for a beginner like me or any other youth outside there to pass easily.
Yeah. The issue that is currently giving most of these camps headache, the Kenya Kwanza and the Azimio, is the issue of the running mate. How are you people solving the running mate question? And who do you think is the best running mate for William Ruto?
Okay, thank you. Before we go there, I want to answer my friend. There is no way you can go to a college, then you come back, then you register for that 6,000 per month, then you will be comfortable. That is a way of promoting laziness in this country. Some people will just sit somewhere because we are less fortunate. We are waiting for 6,000. Let us get out all, we hustle. We say kazi ni kazi because ukitoka ukwe shamba boy wa mtu mahali, we are eating your sweat. When you go where you do something, you are eating your sweat. That 6,000 is something that could have come out now, down here, subsidize some of the fertilizer, some of the farm inputs, subsidize some of the school education requirements, and etc. Let us all go and hustle. I know we have less fortune in this country, but let us not just come directly like this. We are giving out 6,000.
The point he's saying is very important, that you cannot graduate, then you go and wait for 6,000. I think that is even more better than you graduate and you go and wait for pikipiki. You go and wait for mkokoteni. You go and wait to be a babamboga. In the name of
allow me to
Kuinua,
finish.
in the name of bottoming up.
Allow me to finish.
But you can't give everybody 6,000. Of course, at some point it will
It is very possible. Once you are a youth and you are the less.
According to Raila Odinga, he meant that the 6K is not for everyone. It's for very needy people.
Yes. The youth are the needy in the community.
You're telling me that you're going to give
needy
6,000 to all youths in a country.
Allow me.
If you are needy, you will get it. Once you are a youth and you are needy,
Let's be realistic here.
Define for
you
me
can't
the
give
needy.
6,000 every youth.
defend
But
for me.
Kenya has money.
Kenya's man.
Raila Odinga has been in government. He himself says that he knows where he will get
He
this
says,
money.
but we are not aware
And
of
he's
what he says.
aware. He has been the
Okay,
vice president.
allow me to finish.
He has been the prime minister, the second in command after Moi Kibaki.
Allow me to finish. Let us be realistic when we are saying about 6,000. And let us define this term needy. You have said about this thing of border border. We are talking about border border because of poor leadership from grassroots and this creation of employment.
Mm.
So, this border border thing, it still impacts somebody's life. Hata kama and majority of the graduates in this country at the moment, 70 to 80%, they are doing what they didn't go to campus to do because of just get something to do. Because instead of sitting, you as a teacher, you graduate, then you go sit at home at 10 years waiting for employment. Even if you go back to the class, the students will be the one who will be teaching you because the concept will have been gone because you are at home stressed, depressed, thinking of many things. So the issue of 6,000, yes, Raila said need, but define that term need. There is no way a youth who is healthy, a graduate, can be given a 6,000 in the name of with the use you are more need. Correct that point.
Just a question.
And
Just
make
a question.
and make
If
an
you
apology
graduated,
and make an
if you
apology
graduated
to the
with 25 years, for example, and then you are home in your father's home, in your father's house, in your father's mattress and bed, in your father's dishes, in your father's food for another 5 years. Are you not needy?
How needy are you?
You
You
will
have
be
the
at
hands,
30.
you have everything,
You
you
will
have the
be at
capability
30.
to go out
My-
there and hustle.
You are getting old in your father's somebody
hustle.
else's property.
Yeah.
By the way, at that point,
A person
personally,
like you and a
personally, I
graduate
can
and telling
say,
us you are needy. Which
personally,
needy?
I can say, you know, you as an adult
Mm.
or a youth at 30 years of age, you have no job. Yes, you eat your father's meals, you drink your father's drinks, you sleep in your father's house.
But you can hustle. Unaweza enda mjengo upate kitu.
Don't you think you are needy?
My friend, nowadays,
You're
At
not needy.
30, at 30 you are
30
in
you're
your
not
father's
needy.
house,
my friend Zablon,
eating your father's meals. You are
My friend.
needy and very poor.
my friend,
In fact, if you are subtracted from your father's household,
Mm.
where will you go?
But you can
How
hustle.
will you survive minus your father?
Remember, you
At
have the
30,
energy.
that's why we want, when we give you 6,000, immediately you graduate, you are a youth, a needy
given
youth, at
6,000.
24.
No, I don't think it
Let me
will
tell
happen
you,
that way. It
at
will
20,
happen that
you
way.
graduate at 24,
Mhm.
you get 6,000 for 1 year.
Yeah.
How much is that? You know, you can start you can even buy that of your border border. Your
Just
own border
6,000.
border for 1 month.
Then
Oh, yeah.
after buying the
25
border
years,
border,
25 years
6,000 you buy a border border.
for 1 year, not 1 month.
So,
For 1 year.
6 times 12,
6 times 12,
72.
that's
72.
72,000.
Yes, you can get your border border.
You will not be spending that money. It's just there waiting for a border border.
That is an example.
My friend,
Utakuwa
My
unakula
friend.
nini?
my friend, let us be realistic.
But what
Let's
I'm
be
trying to say
realistic
in all
instead.
this,
Nowadays-
what I'm trying to say in all
nowadays-
this, that our youths are one of the needy people in the society.
They need it, but
Then
giving them
when
6,000 will
6,000 will
encourage
be allocated
laziness,
to
yeah?
the needy, I think most of our youths will fall in that category of needy. Because how we are going to identify these people is that we have the village elders and the chiefs who serve as the smallest rank of the national government. That is the chiefs. The chiefs work hand in hand with the village elders, of which a village elder per ground, per village, will be able to identify the exact people who need this cash. That is how we are going to reach these people. It doesn't mean that if your age of 25, you will
Yeah.
get this thing. That is how, that
Allow-
is the program.
But I think let us wind up on
allow
that
me
question
some out
because you can't
that
finish.
issue
Yeah?
of 6,000.
Yeah, just finish. Then
Let me-
we'll move on. Yeah?
Let us just sum up on it.
Yes.
There is
In
no
brief.
now. Okay. Nowadays, when in Coca, we go to campus. By that time you are graduating, just that tertiary education should open up your mind. You can't be just 30 years in your father's house and you are just more comfortable. You have graduated at 25 years,
You're
going back
needy.
to your father's house. He has spent over 16 years educating you. Then you are coming back to the same house, waiting for eating from his dishes, sleeping on his barn. Let us be realistic, and let us open up our minds as youths. We are not needy, and I wish you could apologize on that. Youths are not needy. Let us get realistic meaning of that word need. Needy people or needy, we let us those who are maybe with disabilities but can't get that income very well. Normal people, healthy or they are sickly but they can't get income. Let me go back to that question of that issue said about taxes. I empower you with 60,000, then government comes for the same 40 from 60. This is about legislation. Everybody knows about county government legislation. It's something that you can't run away from it. When I come to empower you with 6,000, we open up a poultry farm. There's no government that will come in your farm to license you. Labda ukuwa unaenda kufungua duka and there's no license that goes for 40,000.
Yes, and that is the exact thing Raila is going to do.
Labda
He's going to empower you with 6,000, just as said. Then you open up your
depends.
You know, you're
poultry.
telling us that every Bruce who is a graduate is needy.
let me
It can't be that.
finalize.
Okay.
It depends with the county government you are in and the kind of business you are doing. I know in Nairobi, these things of Linko and BCD is a bit higher because of the economy or lifestyle of the people. Here at Kisumu, county government charges around 10 to 15,000 for aggregate. In Luanda, it depends, and it depends with the opportunity of the area or the demarcation or zoning of the county government of the markets. So let us be realistic and stop cheating others. Azimio has no agenda for the youth, and let us be realistic. Let me come for your question on
You
the
know,
running mate.
let me start with Kipike about the running mate. Kipike, the running mate question, the Kalonzo factor, the interviews that are currently undergoing, the shortlisting of several candidates. What's the problem with Azimio? Why are you subjecting Kalonzo Musyoka to interviews?
You know, Azimio, the flag bearer of Azimio
Mm.
is withdrawn from the ODM party, that is Orange Democratic Movement, and that is in ODM. The number one virtue that drives ODM is the democratic movement, the
Yeah,
democracy.
democracy.
Once you come in, you know, yes, Kalonzo has been with Baba. He has been a deputy president, deputizing the late president Mwai
Yeah,
Kibaki. May his soul rest in peace. Then he has been with Baba during the CORD campaign. Then again during the NASA campaign. But again, democracy comes in when you also have 20, more than 20 other people needing the same position. So you know we cannot just nullify all these people because Kalonzo has been there with Raila Amolo Odinga. That's why you have to be subjected to an interview so that we can check on your qualities. Yes, we might be knowing the qualities of Kalonzo Musyoka, but do we know the qualities or the abilities of the other 21 or the other 20? So subjecting Kalonzo Musyoka to an interview is not like what he was saying or what Sonko was saying that is diminishing His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka.
no, Kalonzo is experienced compared to
Yes,
other
Kalonzo is
candidates.
experienced, but you know, when we have 20 more people
Are
plus
they
Kalonzo,
20?
yeah,
They're around 8,
there are
around
more than
7
20.
now.
At the
There were more
moment,
than
They've
20.
been
they are
shortlisted.
shortlisted to 7.
Even
They were
Charity Ngilu was
shortlisted to
eliminated.
7, but
Yeah.
those who applied for deputizing Raila Amolo Odinga in Azimio were more than 20.
That's news to me.
Yes, 13 were dismissed
Yeah.
immediately
Yeah.
because they were not subjected by any political
Mm.
party in Azimio. Those who went for that interview, 13 of them were immediately dismissed because they were not subjected by any political party. Then the remaining 8 or 7 were subjected by different political parties in Azimio. Kalonzo having more because he was pushed by Wiper. Then UDP, yeah, Cyrus Jirongo also pushed Kalonzo's name. MDG for David Ochieng also pushed Kalonzo Musyoka's name.
Mhm.
So after, Kalonzo now has Wiper, MDG, Kanu also supported Kalonzo, and then UDP.
Mhm.
So that one alone might give Kalonzo another step, because out of the 26 political parties, at least he have more than one different from any other deputy candidates like Sabina Chege, Joho, uh, Martha Karua, and the rest. But the Kalonzo factor we cannot dispute, yes. But then there is also other factors of what are you bringing on the table. The end results, we want a deputy who will have brought something more than his name
Mhm.
in terms of numbers, in terms of finance, in terms of region, and in terms of followers in the country.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Just stop at that point. Let me bring in the UDA youth coordinator. In Kenya Kwanza, we have seen several names being fronted as the running mate. We have seen Justin Muturi, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Kithure Kindiki, Senator Tarakaniti, we have Anne Waiguru, Kirinyaga Governor, Rigathi Gachagua, MP Madira, Ndindi Nyoro, MP Kiharu. Who is who in Kenya Kwanza as far as the deputy president question is concerned?
Thank you. The issue of running mate is a headache to many.
Mhm.
But we as Kenya Kwanza, we shall be comfortable with anyone that our three principles in Kenya Kwanza, the three main principles, but we have Justin Muturi also in that coalition.
Yes.
So we shall be comfortable with any of the running mate that will be chosen for us. But allow me to clarify something. Alice Wahome has been cleared by UDA to vie for Kandara MP seat.
Yes.
Kiharu MP Ndindi Nyoro has been cleared. Rigathi Gachagua has been cleared. Governor Anne Waiguru has been cleared. There is no way you can tell me the four or other candidates, they will forego their seats and come to be a running mate.
Mhm.
Yet, if they forego, UDA will be having no candidate in the same seat, because at the moment the issue of nominations and the etc is gone. So let us be realistic. The four candidates, let us get them out of the journey.
So
What
we
you
remain
know,
with
you have Justice, you have Professor Abraham Kindiki Kithure, just JB Muturi, the speaker. We have Musalia Mudavadi and many others.
the running mate must come from the party which is UDA. So that means the running mate will not come from the Kenya Kwanza but from UDA.
It's
That's
not,
according to the law.
it's not a must. It's not a must. It must be. That's why I said we shall be comfortable to work with any deputy president that will be forwarded to us, the followers of Kenya Kwanza.
The Musalia factor, you come from Western Kenya. Musalia
Yes.
Mudavadi has been seen as the running mate, but it's now imagined that he is not preferred because of numbers, Terrain of numbers.
Okay. Thank you for asking that better question, best question ever.
Yeah.
The Musalia factor, when Musalia met Ruto during the earthquake, many of us never knew that earthquake will be that way.
Yes.
But when they met, we were not aware of what they discussed.
Yeah.
We are not aware what they agreed about the government sharing. And the issue about Musalia has no numbers. Musalia has numbers. Let us just wait for the 10th of August when everyone will know the issue of somebody's bedroom is no longer. It's just a sitting room.
It's no longer a priority.
It's not a priority, but it's just a sitting room. Anybody can access it.
Yeah.
A bedroom is a very special room in anybody's house.
Mhm.
But sitting room, anybody visits you, kalia pale, sit there. So let us be realistic. Musalia has numbers. Musalia will deliver, and we are not aware what Musalia agreed with Ruto about their issues. But at the moment, we as Kenya Kwanza, what we are aware, our candidate might be there or is still being checked from the list, and we shall be delivered the best candidate who will help Dr. William Samuel Ruto in the next government to push this country to the next level of
Yeah.
economic empowerment and everything that we desire for, we as the Kenyans.
Thank you very much. In the interest of time, Kipike, what's your take on that?
On
The running mate question.
the running mate question, plainly, one,
Mm.
you can even see that the Mount Kenya factor must be a deeply considerable
It must be considered, yeah.
uh, initiation in this.
Mm.
If you see, most of the UDA brigades are pushing for Kalonzo to be the
Yes.
the deputy president of Raila. They are pushing us out of Mount Kenya so that they can tell Mount Kenya that, oh, Azimia has not given you a stake.
Mm.
Now we have you, we have your own Ndini Nyoro or Kindiki. That's why you see most of them pushing for, these things that they talk of, oh, William, Kalonzo, come and join us. If they are not going to consider you, it is just a push so that we can consider Kalonzo. But we have Ukambani. Yes, Ukambani has been with us. Kalonzo, we cannot dispute. But again, the Mount Kenya factor for Raila Amolo Odinga must be a factor of considerate. We have Sabina Chege, we have Peter Kenneth, we have Martha Karua, who also have serious influence in Mount Kenya. If check of Murang'a County, the Anne Waiguru County,
Yeah. Murang'a.
we can check
Kirinyaga.
Kirinyaga County. So we must also frame ourselves so that at least we can have some part in
Yeah.
Mount Kenya region. For UDA, we are waiting to see. But after taking out the four,
Yeah.
if you check Professor Kindiki in the region and Muturi, they will still have to think and rethink about
Yeah.
them.
Time is not on our side, and we wind up the interview.
So
Yeah.
we have the seven group that is supposed to give us a DP by I think 10th. That is Tuesday, and then the IBC 16th deadline pia iko hapa.
Iko na sisi.
So with come rainfall or sunshine,
Yeah.
I know by Wednesday we will know
Tutajua
who
mbivu
will
na
be
mbichi.
deputizing Raila Amolo Odinga for this.
Simba atawaka.
But
Yeah.
in the list of seven, either of them who will come from the list of those seven. Hata tukipewa Gideon Moi, I know we will beat William Ruto.
Gideon Moi has not actually submitted. I think he
was submitted
He
by
was
KANU.
submitted.
Submitted.
So whoever will come, even if we are given who, I know all those will be a suitable cocktail for Raila Amolo Odinga, and we will beat William Ruto and the UDA people.
Thank you very much. Your message to the youths who are involved in politics directly.
The youths who are directly involved in politics,
Yeah.
one, I want to urge our youths to be cautious of their security in that political field. Two, because we are losing more than many youths in the political field. Two, let us fight for our space as the youth by electing a youth for the youth. The best person who can drive a youth agenda is the youth himself, who is in this millennium. I know that Cyrus Jirongo was once a youth, Raila Odinga was once a youth, but the millenniums change. The challenges we are facing now can be much different with the challenges they faced. So, lastly, our youths, I want to tell you to ensure that on 9th you come out strongly and vote for Raila Amolo Odinga and the Azimio flag bearer for the 5th president of Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kipike. Mr. Paul Kuya, what's your message to the youths who are directly involved in politics?
Okay, thank you. Before I talk to youths, let me sum up the issue of running mate.
Just 30 seconds, the issue of running mate. In the interest of time.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
Any of even if I'm selected at the moment, I can make Raila to be president. But what I know, What I know just is just a lie.
Mm.
You must and we will consider Kalonzo's fact. Kalonzo is more influential than the four or the five of the Mount Kenya leaders that were being given. If Karua is not is less than 20% influential in Kirinyaga County, how can she be able to control the country? Even Murade the other day he's fearful of Karua because everybody knows Karua of his stand. When he says it's right, it's right. It's left, it's left. And in case, but I know it can't happen. He's given, she's given, and he's with Mzee. That lady can kill Mzee because of stress, because of this Biozak. Okay, we are Kenya Kwanza, we are ready. Tunagojea tu tuambiwe ni fulani, mambo yaende.
Sir,
As the
yeah.
let me sum up on the issue of the youths. First, I want to communicate to my fellow youths. Please, let us stop being used by politicians, by being given handouts to go and cheer or jeer someone. Yet, at the end of 5 years, we shall be the one who will be suffering. Second, nominations are over. I know a number of youths didn't make to the ballot. Let us not just focus or we vote for the youth, yet there's no youth. Among the leaders on the ballot, select the suitable leader with the interests of the youths and the society at large. Third, we the youths, let us get out on 9th August. Let us make a change in somebody's life and in our lives. Directly or indirectly, let us vote. There is no deep state, there is no government machines. If there's government machine, we are the same people voted the same government. Why didn't they install themselves during those days with that government machine? We are the deep state, we are the government machines, and we are the people who are bestowed by the constitution of the country to elect the correct leaders for us. Let us get out and
Yeah.
vote, and let us be directly involved in this change. The issues of the past liberation, let it go to the history and be the part of this 21st century liberation, especially for us, the youths, for economy, empowerment, and for our job or our unemployment issue that has been on us for a longer time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Paul Kuya and Mr. Kipike Zablon. Kipike Zablon is actually the Azimio youth leader, and Paul Kuya, the UDA youth leader. Thank you for coming and for sharing your views about youths in politics. I've been your host, Gabriel Makoma, and this is the Gabriel TV. Have a wonderful evening. Wow.